Okay, today is, I believe it's Wednesday. It's in the morning still. It's about 10 o'clock before it gets a little too hot. I'm going to head out. I'm going to do a pretty big walk today. It's like over 3 miles in one direction. And it's going to be a real hot, scorching day. But luckily here in Eugene, it's very windy, so it keeps the temperature down a bit. I'm going to walk along the river for most of it, but I'm going to go from Valley River Center to Gateway Mall. It should take about an hour and a half in one direction, and then I'll double back. The nice thing about Eugene is that it has, in the center of town, a beautiful river with beautiful parks and bike paths, walkway. So it's a great walking city. And I just kind of want to demonstrate that a little bit today by literally walking from one major mall to another. And Gateway is right on the border of Eugene, Springfield. It's just, like I said, it's a great way to show you the walkability of the city. And if you enjoy just an easy access to a place to walk and run and bike and take your kids or whatever, or enjoy the river, Eugene is a perfect city. So let's go on a walk. I'll show you a little bit of what the river looks like in the park and do a pretty big epic walk. Okay, this is the start of the walk. I can't remember what the name of this park is here, but it's, this is atypical of what we'll see. But Valley River Center is right across the footbridge right here, so let's start the journey. So a couple things I want to mention. Number one, safety. I've walked along this path. It's pretty much well lit the whole way in all sections. It's a huge park, and there's really 3 loops that are joined together, each of which are, I would say, 5 kilometers, one side of the river to the other if you did a circle. And there's like 3 of these circles joined together, like ovals kind of. And they go all the way from the university, which is right on the border of Springfield, the other town, going, I guess that would be northwest, across and through the city. So it's really safe. I've seen, yes, there's going to be transient people here and there, but they leave you alone. You mind your own business. It's really safe. It's got to be one of the safest cities I've actually walked around. I would have to say that for sure. And I feel very comfortable here. And I would feel comfortable with my kids going and using the path as well. There's always people on it, riding bikes, walking. So there's a lot of people around. It's a little loud at this spot because we're right next to Delta Highway, which borders the bike path right here in the river. But this little mountain right here, little hill, is Skinner's Butte, and that's where the first white settler, Skinner, had his homestead, was right there. So it's kind of a historic place. It's beautiful. This is kind of like the most rapids you'll see on this part of the river. Once again, if you inner tube down it, or boat down it, or raft down it, you have to go through here, but it's very navigable, and it's not that difficult. Okay, getting close to the Ferry Street Bridge, which is right in the center of town. That's one of my favorite fishing spots. This is McMiniman's restaurant, which is very popular, famous here as well, and in Portland. This is going to be Alton Baker Park. Downtown Eugene is here, so I'm going to veer off actually and go down Coburg Road, which is what this kind of turns into right here, the bridge. And it goes through a section of town called Oakway, which is kind of a nicer area, but busy.
Sharp left towards Cedarwood Drive, Country Club Road.
So let's see where it goes. Just like all other cities on the West Coast, they're trying to get the people off the streets into shelters. Eugene's done a pretty good job, actually. There's They've got them in these like little areas where they give them a little bit of like semi-permanent shelters and resources. So Eugene's done a really good job. I think much better than like San Francisco or Portland or any of the other cities. Eugene's got a strong history of helping disenfranchised peoples. And so they have like White Bird Clinic and stuff that's been going since the 60s or 70s. So there's less, I mean, there's still a lot of transient people on the street and homeless people, but they're pretty much taken care of much better anyway than, like I said, the other cities have done. So now it's a strip mall basically all the way to Gateway Mall. Very highly trafficked, you know, lots of cars, not very pedestrian friendly, but it's what it is. I'm gonna get across the street. So the rest of the journey is not very pleasant, is what I'm saying. Okay, so this is Holt Elementary. This is where I did my student teaching or my induction program. It's right on the edge. I-5 is right here in front of us. We got to go over an overpass to enter into Springfield, and that's where Gateway Mall is. That's where my end point is for this walk today. I'm just starting to break a sweat right now. Luckily, there's a lot of shade along this road on Harlow. Not too bad. But I'm gonna get me some maple syrup so I can make French toast when I get home. Okay, I'm gonna get me some something to drink, fuel up, and then head back. Should be another hour and a half to get back to home. But I'm gonna go along the river this way, so it's about 10 minutes longer. Let's go. I got someone to wave, first try. I'd mentioned earlier in the video that there's not as many homeless people out and about in camps. And this is what the semi-permanent structures that the city has built all over the city. And they have like a common area, they have resources for them. So this city, Eugene, is, like I said, way better off than like San Francisco or Portland or LA or any of the cities on the West Coast. What they're doing here in Eugene seems to be working.